Bill whistled as he strolled through the park. He was on his way to meet his girlfriend, Sally, whom he loved very much. He could smell spring in the air. He jingled the engagement ring in his back pocket and thought about how he was going to ask his sweetheart to marry him. Sally sat down on a park bench, and Bill kneeled down in front of her. Sally, dear, you are the most beautiful girl I've ever met. I love you so much, and I want you to be my wife. So will you please marry me? Sally laughed. Yes, I'll marry you. As Bill gazed lovingly at his bride-to-be, his eyes lingered on the red velvet ribbon Sally always wore around her neck. So, why do you always wear that red ribbon? Bill asked. Sally laughed again, saying, Bill, I must never take off my red ribbon. Bill smiled at Sally and calmly left the ribbon alone. Bill and Sally were married that June. Bill found a lovely little house in a nice neighborhood to which they moved in. Bill bought Sally many party dresses, but for some odd reason, Sally always wore her red ribbon with each of these outfits. Bill thought this was quite odd. Sally would just always smile and say, I must never take off my red ribbon. After a few years, Sally found out that she was going to have a baby. This news delighted Bill. Sally talked with her friends who had babies, and Bill talked with his buddies who had children. They talked together late into the night about what they had learned from everyone. When the big day finally came, Sally said, Please, just tell the doctor I must not take off my red ribbon. Bill was frustrated. He promised Sally that he would tell the doctor, though. After the baby was born, Bill gave Sally flowers. Thank you for the flowers, Bill, Sally said calmly. And thank you so much for telling the doctor that I can't take off my ribbon. Bill did not understand why that damned red ribbon was so important. Do you want to hold little Billy? Sally asked. Bill, Sally, and little Billy lived happily for many years in the small, lovely house in the nice neighborhood. When little Billy was a baby, he would sometimes reach for the red ribbon around his mother's neck. Sally would gently take his hands in hers and coo at him, saying, Mommy must never take off the red ribbon, Billy. The red ribbon had frustrated Bill for a long time. He loved Sally with all his heart, but he did not understand why she needed to wear that red ribbon all the time. After many years, Bill got an idea. Our anniversary's coming up, dear. I think I'll buy you a present. Bill thought to himself, I'm going to buy her a beautiful necklace. She will have to take off that old red ribbon so she can wear this beautiful necklace that I bought her. She'll have no choice then. Their anniversary came. Bill took Sally to a fancy restaurant overlooking Central Park, to which they had the most incredible meal they've had of their whole lives. Then Bill finally gave the velvet box to Sally. The beautiful diamond necklace was within it. She opened it and smiled. Tears even came to her eyes. She was immensely happy. Bill put the necklace around her neck and started to take off the ribbon. Sally stopped him. She said, I must never take off my ribbon. What are you doing? Bill sat back in his seat with a huff. He looked at Sally and said, I may never understand why you need to wear that damned red ribbon all the time. Sally gently placed the diamond necklace back in the velvet box, intimidated, closing the lid. It's lovely, Bill. It really is, and I'll treasure it always, but I just can't take off my red ribbon. I just can't. Why? Bill yelled, as he had been wanting to for so many years. Sally just smiled sadly and shook her head, giving no answer. Late that night, Bill was still awake. I have loved Sally for more than 20 years now, even raising a child with her. But she insists on wearing that stupid red ribbon around her neck for her whole life, and she won't even tell me why. What kind of trust is that? I think it's about time I find out why. Bill rolls out of bed and walks around to Sally's side. Bill carefully pinches the ends of the bow on the ribbon. He begins to pull off the ribbon. The bow becomes smaller and smaller. The loops of the bow pulled through, and only a half knot was left. Bill slid his finger under the half knot and tugged as hard as he could. In a quick zip, the red ribbon gave away, and Sally's head came off. It rolled right to the floor, bouncing in the moonlight. One large tear fell from Sally's eye as she said,